There seems to be a breach in the contract. When I signed up for this Christian life, I had the idea that all of my sins and devastations would fall by the wayside. And the truth in God's word will provide an immediate relief to life's way of holding me in a chokehold. See, when you're grown up like me, it's easier to believe that the probability between making it out of Hell's Kitchen is equal to the notion that survival of the fittest means that you have to be rich to escape the young and the restless. You're more likely to be judged because you believe in His word than to be accepted when people believe you've been deceived by His word. Hallucinated confidence in flesh that you turn from His word. So let's count our lashes. I have plans for you to prosper, didn't ring true when being held at gunpoint, so you started trusting in you. Checking your bank account, hoping for new deposits to appear. Your bills outweigh your income every month of the year. You came from nothing. And nickel and diamond just to keep your car moving from block A to block B. Anxiety took over when you were fired from your full-time. Child support order had you living in poverty as you attempt to see your kids that are being held like hostages. You become your baby mama's enemy. Suicide candidate, foreclosed home, credit score low, 2 master's degree with nothing to show. Have you ever thought that the lashes that you've taken is preparing you for something more? I mean, He woke you up this morning, but hey, who's keeping score? See, nobody but Jesus could block that bullet, extend that deadline, ensure that your kids are doing better than their past bloodline. It was Jesus that keeps finding stashes of cash. Nobody but Jesus who gets you to church with no gas. See, you should have had HIV, but Jesus keeps blocking Satan passes. He has the best defense. Jesus stands guard for you and me. You still believe that it was a confidence in you that was saving your life, yet it is the God in you that is covering you, protecting you, purifying your past mistakes while Jesus keeps guiding you, still taking lashes for you. God gave up His own flesh just to die for you. When you crying at night, it's nobody but Jesus who is listening to you, just waiting for you to acknowledge Him while He continues to bless you. Trusting in your flesh, but you confusing you. Believing you got control, but it's Jesus that keeps high-fiving you. Nobody but Jesus gives you that many second chances reviving you. Allowing life to give us lashes to remind you just like He will resurrect you. Took 39 lashes just to remind you that God would never put more infliction on you than He would put on His own Son. Jesus was persecuted because He believed in you. My God, we need to be like Peter and give up everything just to follow you. My old self has been crucified with Christ. It's no longer I who live, but Christ who lives in me. So I live in this earthly body by trusting in the Son of God who loved me and gave Himself for me. Let us strip off every weight that slows us down, especially the sin that so easily trips us up, and let us run with endurance the race that God has set before us. So listen, so for every lash of iniquity, I set myself on fire to believe God's plan for me. And even when life tries to persecute me, I remember I am a child of God. My faith lies in His will. I am Jesus' biggest fan because nobody but Jesus' lashes could save me. So I kneel. I thank you, Jesus, for those knockdowns because it made me imperfect in their eyes but just right in yours, scorned by their words but elevated by yours. So Father, continue to find strength in me as I walk not by sight but by faith. Nobody but Jesus can provide. I stand firm while I take these lashes. I will still smile as life persecutes me, and even when my flesh attempts to blind me, I'll keep my confidence in your word. It was you who found me. My lashes are yours. Without you I am lost because nobody but Jesus could save me from the darkness I brought. There seems to be a breach in the contract.